I don't want you to get your tubes tied. And I was like, what the fuck? And I really didn't know him like that. I thought that, it would be a thing. But no. And guess what?
Didn't just punch him right in the throat.
I love my third baby now, but at the time, I didn't think we needed to have one because we have 5 kids together,
I am so sorry, Isha. I mean, it's forced birth. That's just unconscionable to me, but it's real.
Said divorce. Yeah, I'm divorced now, but I'm just...
Oh my God.
When they say, like, when do men get a say? You always have a say.
Yeah.
And might I just add, again, their version of pro-choice is look at the number of men who just walk away if they don't want to take on the full brunt of parenting. That's their choice that they seem to get to. Yeah, they might have to pay child support, but women don't realistically have that choice in this society.
No.
Not that they should, but I mean, it's just
also,
the double standard is.
The thing that he was saying was like, this decision should be on par with her decision. And he was saying, at the time he was saying 95, the percentage was like 95.5%. Like, it should be considered 5%. But in that situation, again, he hadn't thought this all the way through, which is like, if this 5% is taken and given the proper weight, you would then appeal to the state and force this woman to not get an abortion of your child. So this 5% weight is suddenly more important than you are putting your feelings in front of every other decision that this woman is making about her body. It's a psychotic fucking math that you're doing. It doesn't make any sense.
And you know what? I think this is just like reanimating the T-Rex, because I've also never heard even an acquaintance situation where there's a woman who's aborting someone's baby that they really, really want. Come on.
Yes, exactly. And, now I'm in a situation where, we're not married anymore, and I'm past my childbirthing years, but I still have, you guys I can equate it to having a Charlie horse in your leg, but I've had to have 3 C-sections. So now I have cramps where they're worse than a Charlie horse, or, sometimes I just move wrong, and it's like that.
Yeah.
And it's because I had this third baby. And even while my doctor was telling me, you got to have your husband's consent, he was like, but if you do have another child, there's a possibility there's going to be some issues. He still said no. That's crazy, right? So when we talk about this being...
I am at a loss. Yeah, that in America, that sounds like what happens in a theologian, a different, worse country, trying to fucking tiptoe through this minefield. It does not sound like an America decision.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
Yes. And then it's and then you have the nerve to not take care of these motherfuckers after you leave, So it's
that's what shows you it's about control, right?
Exactly, yes.
It's not about the babies.
So anyway, I'm glad I got to comment on those couple of things that's been in my soul for the last couple of days.
Yeah. I really appreciate you. That's a lot. And, every time.
The good thing about it is, it's some of the things that people don't really think about. You know what? I was in a live with, his name is Nick, the weird gecko guy. I was in a live with him today, and I was telling him, I kind of appreciate the fact that, sometimes you may not be able to turn somebody that is a lost cause, but at the same time, you're talking to the audience because they don't really hear, or they may not be willing to share their voice, but they hear you and they say, okay, well, I never really thought about it that way. So, yeah.
It's all part of it, for sure. Mm-hmm. And, definitely. I think there's a lot of people that listen and watch to these that don't agree with me or us and don't want to engage in a conversation, and that's totally fine. And then ultimately do hear viewpoints that they've never heard before. This woman in here earlier true or not, was just like, you're white, why are you doing this? As if she's never seen a white dude do this before, or as if she's never seen a white liberal on fucking TikTok in 2024. And so, like, that felt a little disingenuous, but, like, let's say that that's true, that she's living in some fucking backwoods, like, section of North Carolina that is just so like, Easter Island remote that she's never heard these viewpoints. There are people in here that don't get this sort of, like, breadth of opinions or viewpoints in their day-to-day life. I don't. I was saying yesterday or 2 days ago, that, like, the amount of people that I've been able to talk to, you guys, and also people that don't agree with me, is way more than any human is able to in real life.
Agreed.
Like, you can't go to the fucking coffee shop and put up a sign and be like, Trump supporters, come get yelled at by me, or whatever. Or this, and, like, that's never, people don't have these conversations in a like a real, in outside. And so it is good, I think, aggregate, but it is frustrating when you hear people with sort of, like, harmful, hurtful, like, opinions that you guys have to sit here and, like, listen to, that they're allowed to say shit like this on the internet.
Well, just mad respect to you that you don't have an echo chamber. You build yourself a little torture chamber, and you're just a masochist.
That's a good.
And then I have you guys, and then I just have you to come, make it all better afterwards.
Well, I'm not trying to, like, toot your horn, but I'm about to. So the thing one thing is that I can appreciate, just for myself, is that I think I've been conditioned to always try to kind of softly leave myself into the conversation if somebody is being a bigot or somebody is trying to take rights away, just to be like, okay, well, maybe this person really just doesn't understand. And I love the fact that you're just like, I don't give a fuck if you don't understand. I'm just going to tell you how it is. And it's kind of given me a little more, like, I mean, I'm already a bitch, but, like, it's already it's giving me, like, a little more But I mean, like, sometimes they actually do need to hear from somebody who looks like them. You know what I mean? And to actually hear it.
The instances where I've heard you, like, I can't remember exactly, but, like, where you've told us stories about how you were, like, talking to coworkers who didn't quite get it, who eventually sort of got it, and then looked to you for advice, and you're like, no, still not friends, dude. Like, I identify so much with that when things like that happens in here all the time, but in, like, a different volume, which is like, oh, but we can still get beers, and I'm just like, no, until you're one of us, you're still one of them. And that sounds fucking insane, but, like, yeah, no, we're not. You're doing incredibly harmful shit, or at least co-signing incredibly harmful shit, and, like, that's. It is. You should feel okay about saying about standing up to that. Is what you're saying.
I hate to say. I don't know if people are going to agree with me on this or not, but some of it really is, and I'm a lot older than a lot of people think I am, but I'm a lot older. So some of it is a little bit of conditioning where, when I was younger, we had to make sure that we were aligned and we were conformed to, like, don't step out of line, so that, if we walk through the front door of this grocery store, we're not going to get kicked out because we're black, or make sure we're wearing the right thing and our hair is combed and we look right so that we look like we're supposed to be here, and that kind of thing. So, like, some of it is that type of conditioning that I guess I had as a child, because, like, my great-grandparent my grandparents, like, they still use the word colored. They would ask me if we had colored people that went to my school, you know what I mean? Like, those kind of things. So some of it comes from that, because we always were in a community where there were black people, and when we had to go and actually be around white people, we had to make sure that we were stepping
Code
correctly,
switch.
we were in the right lines, So now trying to make sure that my children don't feel that way, and that also for for me that I don't feel that way, but I'm also willing to hear what other people have to say can kind of be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
To find that balance.
Yeah. And yeah, it infuriates me that is something that people have to do. Agree.
And then we still have some idiot going Trump 2024 in the comments, but whatever.
I want to talk to this dude who we've talked to before. Not Mad Mike, who doesn't care. Mad Mega Maga 1313. Not this guy, but Kalen, I can't remember how to pronounce your name. And he got upset the last time. He was like, where's the unity? And I just, we can have that conversation, but I don't think that you actually want to.
Yeah, because that's a question he probably needs to be asking himself.
Yeah, great question. Here he is.
Howdy. How are you?
What's up?
How goes the struggle?
What struggle are you talking about?
Tough and getting tougher, man.
The struggle of life, right? We can't complain. Nobody will listen.
Sick. You were saying that's divisive. Where's the unity, brother?
Brother, man.
What do you mean?
We chatted before.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Then how are you?
Fucking great.
Oh, sweet. I was just kind of...
Before you talk, can you motherfuckers just come in here and say what y'all have to say? What is all of the leeway into this? Like, if you're gonna stand on something and say what you're gonna say, just say it. What is all this?
It has no time. We have no time for this. What's up?
I was just commenting in the comments, and
I know
that's. Yeah, and I was...
You're saying it's divisive. Where's the unity? And I'm curious as to why you think people with opinions that are harmful to large swaths of people, usually underrepresented minority groups, deserve to have their thoughts sort of made equal when we're talking about human rights shit. Why do you think that there should be unity there?
You probably you're obviously on this lot. You don't remember our last conversation, and I don't really either. I drink a lot, but do you remember me talking about sort of the pendulum kind of overswinging?
Remind me.
Okay. As a Canadian and as a liberal, I just find this, divisiveness in looking at America. And somebody asked me, hey, why do you care about, if you're Canadian, why do you care about America? And I'm like, well, it's Canada's big brother. It's, you guys are so important on the world stage. And I understand what you're talking about, because I've followed you for a while. But I just find this, and you mentioned something previously saying, well, if you're not on this side, then, to hell with you. And I just find that, and I can understand the convictions on, either side, but I just find that aspect of it, it's like...
I want to lock up every single fucking person in Toronto for being a war criminal. I think that locking these people up will do a service to America, and yes, also the world. I think that these people are dirty, blood poisoning psychopaths that drink too much maple syrup and think that Tim Hortons is good. And I think that locking them up in some sort of purpose-built Toronto camp is going to benefit society. I think that that's a really good idea. I'm going to run on that, in fact. You tell me now, okay, how you and I should find some common ground. I'm going to lock you up for being who you are. You tell me how you telling me your position is divisive. Go for it.
Well, yeah, Tim Hortons sucks. But I don't understand the foundation of what you're talking about.
I want to lock you up because I don't like you.
So why in
Doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter? I'm just in sort of,
because I don't like you. I want to lock you up. This is my position. I'm going to run for office. This is my opinion. Now you tell me your opinion without being divisive.
okay, but why are you saying that? Is there something happening on your side that makes you?
Canadians are rapists. They are bad people. They are trying to export illegal
maple syrup.
hockey. I was going to say.
Well, the maple syrup's a big thing, yeah.
Focus for 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. I'm going to lock you up in jail. That is I'm going to come to your door and lock you up. This is a belief that I have in my heart. You tell me your opposition. Are you opposed to this?
Well, obviously, if somebody's coming at somebody else for just having maple syrup or whatever you're saying is not a good thing.
Don't forget the fact that I hate you. Okay, I hate you, and I'm gonna lock you up.
But
now
you
tell me.
I care that you hate me
because I'm gonna lock you up. Why should you care?
But where is your?
I mean to lock you up.
But where's your power to lock me up?
I'm running the government. Did you fucking miss that?
Why are you swearing? I don't.
Because you've never experienced this before, and I'm trying to help you. I mean to lock you up. Now tell me your opposition to this, and you don't be divisive. My feelings deserve equity here in this conversation. I want to lock you up. You don't want that, but these are the same things. Don't be divisive. I'm not being divisive. I want to lock you up, and I hate you. Now you go ahead and you tell me how you're going to have this conversation without being fucking divisive.
What? This doesn't make any sense. Why are you saying this? Give some context. Please, can you give me some context from where you're coming from? That's it. And then I can give you an argument.
Sure. People who mean to take rights away from you.
Who?
The American government, people seeking to take rights away from other people, and gleefully doing it, and then people whose rights are being removed say, "Hey, don't do that." You are taking exception and are upset at the people whose rights are being removed from them because they're being divisive. And I want you to fucking understand what an unhinged position you're taking, as opposed to being upset at the people who are removing rights away from people. That's where you actually should be upset.
So what is the parallel? Like, who is removing?
I don't know why this is so fucking difficult.
From you.
You know what?
Here's context. That's it.
Here's the thing.
I'm trying to.
It's an analogy. It's an analogy. The U.S. government is trying to remove abortion rights and healthcare rights, indeed, from women. It's a fucking analogy. It's not that. It's actually not that hard.
The current administration or Trump? Like which side?
Under the current administration. Okay. Healthcare rights were removed because of Trump. There is somebody currently running. Jesus fuck. I don't understand no, shut up. I don't understand if you are actually being this willfully ignorant or like you're just this dumb. No, shut up. There's somebody currently running for president who wants to continue to strip rights away from women. And you're saying, how dare women and me fighting for this not to happen be so divisive? Why can't the people who are trying to remove rights away from women and the people who are having their rights removed just have a civil conversation? And I think that is the dumbest fucking thing that people say. And you seemingly are smart enough to understand this, but you aren't. And I think that it's purposeful, or you're literally not capable of understanding this analogy. And that's embarrassing.
I think I know why.
Because he's never had this happen to him before.
You know why? It's because there's something specific that he feels like is divisive. Maybe not the things that you're actually saying out loud, but there's something specific that he wants to say, but he can't bring himself to say it. And I think that is where he needs to go, because he's not going to be able to have that conversation with you because he's just not ready. But there's something specific in there that he wants to say. So what is it?
Well, there's not anything specific.
Gotta be. Okay, so what do you feel like is divisive? What specific actual subject do you feel like is divisive?
So, as a liberal Canadian, and kind of looking at America from afar, I'm not sort of specifically looking at anything. And again, just give me 1 second.
Spit it out, dude.
Well, can I not talk? Like
I'm trying.
I'm looking at you guys.
You obfuscate every fucking answer.
Okay, well, just because the vitriol that which you
deal with it.
Why? What?
Because everybody else
because
has
there's
to deal
vitriol
with it.
here.
No, dude. Like that's where America has kind of this.
You're a
funky
fucking
sort
idiot. Nope. There's no vitriol here. They are just removing your rights away, but they're doing it with a smile on your face. They're trying to take these rights away, but they're not doing it out of hatred. They're not trying to control you. There's no vitriol there. Why are you so mad? The fact that you cannot fucking understand why I am mad, me, a white dude in America, on behalf of people whose rights are being removed from them, is the problem here. You are intentionally doing this or are not engaging with this on a level that you should be able to.
I'm trying to understand.
I don't think you are.
So what rights are being taken away? If you can educate me, please.
Okay, that's, you know what, right now what you're doing
Fuck
is
him.
you're
No,
Yeah,
he's out. Fuck
disingenuous. I mean, I was prepared to engage and say, like, you're not wrong. The discourse in the United States has gone to shit. And I think that we could probably pinpoint some of the actors since like 2016 in terms of propagating misinformation and vitriol and racist rhetoric and misogyny and all of that. Like, we could explain that to you, but he showed us two colors there at the end.
What rights are being taken away?
Exactly. So it's both sides, all sides
matter.
Yeah. Right.
Kaylin, it's the right to fucking feed you chiclets. You know what I'm saying? There he goes again. Just using his lizard brain. I'm fucking physically angry. I am to the point.
It's giving the men who push women and gaslight women to the point of rage, and then when they snap 100%. Back, it's why are you getting so crazy? Why are you so
You're acting
emotional?
Crazy.
Right.
See how mad they get?
Or
dudes like that just never been punched in the throat.
Like, JT, you look like me. How come you don't think like me?
No, purposefully acting dumb is it's the same thing as just actually being dumb. For the purposes of this conversation, you're an idiot. Either you're doing it on purpose or you're actually a fucking idiot.
As a Canadian white male, I don't perceive anyone from America taking my rights away. So what are you on about down there?
I want to lock them. Now I do actually kind of want to lock up certain Canadians.
We have some Canadians
I'm coming for...
Not all Canadians.
I'm coming for Forsberg first, and then probably Gretzky, and I don't know.
Well, Forsberg, Lever, LVR is Canadian, but Forsberg is not.
Will Arnett,
original.
Will Arnett, jail. Fucking what's his name? Seth Rogen, jail. Bieber, jail. Drake, jail, under the jail.
I'm for it. Drake.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, dude.
Wait, what's that, Celine? No.
Celine gets a pass. Celine's going through it, dude.
I was about to say Alex Trebek, but then I stopped myself.
Alex Trebek too.
I know. But then I also stopped myself because, like, wait, is he Canadian?
He's also very dead.
He's also very dead. Peter Jennings Wasn't he a Canadian?
Peter Jennings.
That's a throwback.
Secret Canadians are the worst. They're just like us.
They sneak
What are you
across
doing
the
on my
border.
news, Peter Jennings? Get the fuck, go home. Get out of here. What? You just shook my whole worldview.
We got to build that wall.
Build that goddamn wall. I'm more shook by that than anything I've heard tonight, is that Peter Jennings was a secret Canadian. Is that true? Somebody fact check that.
Oh God, they're gonna cancel me for misinformation. I think it's true though.
Anyway.
Can I tell you something? One time
Morrison.
when I was in when I was in Canada, we went to a Chili's and they had a section of the menu that said for that south of the border flavor. It was not
Vermont?
corn dogs.
Vermont? That's south of the border flavor. It's lobster rolls from Massachusetts.
Hold on, I was gonna go way south and say, is there Tabasco sauce on there?
South of the border. Cheeseburgers from Wisconsin. That's great, dude.
Michael
should
J.
start-
Fox is Canadian?
Yeah.
Somebody said that. Okay, I didn't know that.
Canadian treasure, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Norm Macdonald. Oh, you guys are breaking my heart with
Yeah,
the best
Jeez.
Canadians. Oh,
You know what?
We
Just
lost.
that guy. Just that guy. We have
You
the
know what?
power to do what we want.
Well, him and Drake we can put in jail. All right. Ladies. You don't have
I
to.
know. I feel so sad.
This has been much better.
GT's got to get up there and knock some boots and
Make some babies.
break some labels.
Do your part. God damn.
Why are
What the
they so
fuck?
weird?
Why are you so weird, dude?
So that you can have more rights than others.
That's right. JD Vance says I get double rights, double servings of ice cream now because I pooped out a kid.
We know about those moms. What about
Where has Beck been all night, dude?
I don't know.
Pretty sure she blocked me.
I'm pretty sure.
That is, the lore of Beck is up there, top 5 funny things that have ever happened in here, with just the most self-unaware shit that's ever happened. It's
Okay,
him.
but bear with me on this. A certain red hat MAGA lady earlier, right?
No,
Comparable.
No, not even a little bit. Beck, we had a 60-minute conversation about why it was insane to come up in here and be like, but we're talking about like people of color and their mortality rates in childbirth with a panel of black women. And Beck comes up and goes, but what about white moms? And we were all like, okay. And then
Same thing. Why the divisiveness?
For a
Why do you have to bring race into this?
60 minutes, we unpacked this for her, and she got it, seemingly, at the end. Okay? And then the next day, we were talking about school shootings, and she comes up and goes, but what about moms? And I was like, very funny, Beck. And she was like, no, but the kids wouldn't be there without moms. And so I have to ask the same question again. Why aren't you talking about the mothers? And I was just like, because we're talking about gun control. What are you doing now? And that is the entirety of Beck and her lore here. It's and then we've never heard from her again. Incredible, terrifying, psychotic.
He absolutely ate.
Yeah, it's nuts.
What about moms? And that is a joke that we use now in perpetuity. Anytime we're talking about anything. Chip shortage? Well, would there even be chips without the moms to have given birth to the scientists who invented silicon carbide? No, I don't think what now?
The fucking potato.
Jesus Christ. It's her, Deb. Deb was all-star. Mason, I don't know if you guys remember Mason.
They all blend together after a while, don't
Yeah, I do not.
You guys, I think this was before your stint here, but Mason was. We were talking to like, you know how like the like natural healer to alt-right pipeline, you know how that exists.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mason was a dude who, we were talking about like not just spirituality, existentialism, the idea that like Colbert talked about this, where like he has a sense of gratitude that he needs to place somewhere, and for him it's God, and for me it's like I understand like the idea that we are all interconnected is something that I can't shake, and that unexplainable things happen. And this is coming from a devout fucking atheist, but I don't know where to put this sense of like human static electricity. Let's just say. And we were talking, this dude Green and I were talking, and Mason came in, we started talking, and it's innocuous at first. We were all just having a nerdy ass existential conversation about like feelings and interconnectedness. And Mason started talking about some weird he started saying some like things where all of us were sort of like kind of giving us each other like a did he? And then we started talking, and he gave us this sort of like elevator pitch that he, like the way that he started talking about this was he went down a rabbit hole of 9/11 conspiracy videos. And since then he'd done 10,000 hours of humanistic, holistic viewing, and how the world is controlled. And I was like, what do you mean controlled? And I was like, then at some point he said the word Jewery.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's very fucking interesting. What do you mean by that? And then we started talking about, I was like, at first I said, flat earth or not flat earth? He goes, I've heard good reasons for both. And I said, that's not true, because that's not a real thing. And then we started talking about like dark energy. And then that led into, well, who has the dark energy? And it was us, obviously. And so, and then we started talking about like the vaccine, and like he has a potion that he had created to remove nanoparticles that's in our bloodstream, microplastics, but nanoparticles, machines. And I said, how did they get in our fucking bloodstream? And he goes, well, the vaccines. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, that's real. They put, he was Australian, by the way. So just imagine all of this I'm saying in an Australian fucking crikey accent, okay? And then I was like, well, what happens if you didn't get the vaccine? Do I still have nanoparticles in my body? He was like, yeah. What do you think chemtrails are? And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Fully committed. And I was like, where can I learn more about this? And he was like, go to my website. And so we did. And then we started talking about cult leaders and how they have this sort of like effervescence and like je ne sais quoi that people follow. And he was like, but not me. And then we pulled up a photo of him like talking about he was starting a cult. He had started a cult.
I vaguely remember this. Wasn't there some question about, you capitalize, like you, without your medical license, practicing without and capitalizing on it. He's like, I don't profit.
I don't profit. And we were like, what's this potion you're selling for $136? Why are there 70 of them? Different ones. Why is your course $5,000? And he's like, well, I don't profit. People can choose to. And I was like, what are you saying?
Well, those doctors are just hand over fist money for the vaccines.
Your boy is like a bull in a china cabinet down in the comments. What's his name? Kalen?
Christian. Oh, Kalen. No, the guy that we were talking before?
Yeah, he is.
Listen, I'd be willing to entertain talking to Keelan again.
I'll let you at him.
He does his homework and comes on here and says, okay, I understand that these rights are under attack by the right wing in America. And if he's able to say that sincerely,
Somebody said a Canadian bull.
a Canadian bull.
I have to mute myself when I'm laughing because I snort sometimes.
Make up your mind as to any potential biases or predispositions I may have. I was not raised